Biden says any Russian movement into Ukraine will be considered invasion.
Here's a summary of the article.
Register now for free unlimited access to Reuters. Washington, January 20. U.S. President Joe Biden said on Thursday that he has made clear to Russian President Vladimir Putin that any Russian movement into Ukraine would be considered an invasion, after he earlier suggested allies were split over how to react to any minor incursion. I have been absolutely clear with President Putin, he has no misunderstanding. If any assembled Russian units move across the Ukrainian border, that is an invasion, Biden told reporters at the White House. Biden said such an invasion would be met by a severe and coordinated response. Economic response is discussed in details with our allies is laid out very clearly with President Putin. Biden said Washington was on the lookout for other scenarios. Russia has a long history of using measures other than overt military action to carry out aggression. Paramilitary tactics, so-called gray zone attacks and action by Russian soldiers not wearing Russian uniforms. Biden said other potential covert action by Moscow included cyber attacks as well as what he called the deployment of little green men in uniform. We have to be ready to respond to these as well in a decisive and united way with the range of tools at our disposal, Biden added.
This post received a score of 6,400, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
They have been in Ukraine for a while now.
I think the headline is just missing the word, further. Back off or, we shall consider it invasion a second time.
Is there a subreddit dedicated to this situation?
R. Ukrainian conflict is full of Russian bots? Not too many from what I have seen. Tons of people on that sub actually got banned from Russia, so there's that.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's the most they could do, since Reddit doesn't have windows you can fall out of.
Infinity Ward really outdid themselves bringing a modern warfare game to real life.
Well, we know they'll drop troops into DC and nuke a city in Iraq, so at least we know ahead of time. Thanks Infinity Ward.
When we going to Moscow? Not soon enough, man. But we know we are going to burn it down when we get there. When the times is right, Corporal. When the time is right.
Ramirez. Take down that BTR with this plastic spoon.
Ramirez. Secure the Burger Town with this paper dinner plate.
Ramirez. Assault the White House with this used tissue.
Ramirez. Why doesn't my wife care anymore? Like in Crimea.
Crimea is considered an illegal occupation by the US and UN, so yes. And nothing was done, and nearly a decade later Crimea is still not back under Ukrainian control. Edit, I'm not saying we should have gone to war. It's just a fact that US and UN pressure isn't going to change things.
Russia was sanctioned, which caused an economic crisis, and for the country to enter a recession. They've certainly been heavily impacted. The problem is that no one wants an all-out war between the US and Russia. It would be the beginnings of WW3.
World wars never started with big powers colliding initially, it was usually some event in one of the smaller, less powerful countries triggering all kinds of dick measuring.
It's not like the sample size is very big, lol.
I was going to say similar. Weren't there only 2 world wars? Smiley face.
Depends on perspective. The 7 Years' War, aka the French and Indian War in Oceania, was a global war. But it didn't have the industrialization or sense of continuity that radio brought us during the Great War. Aka WW1.
There was also the 30 Years' War, which was pretty much the 7 Years' War, just instead of Sweden it was the colonies.
Except small incursion. That might be okay.
Hey, don't call out the fact that he said something completely different just a day earlier. That was like a day ago.
This whole thing is not just Putin trying to regather the former USSR states but also a way to make Biden look bad. It's a lose-lose. If we respond, then it's us getting into another foreign conflict. If we do nothing, then Biden is weak.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.